Hey everyone, what's going on? My name is Tanvir Sai, the Bengal Dragon. So sorry for the delay, but my research has picked up and I'm at the very, very busy end of it right now. In fact, for the next few weeks, I am going to be extremely busy. So there are going to be a bit more delays because I had other projects going on, also planned on both this channel and on Blind Man reviews when it comes to the Batman reviews. Uh, I'm trying to get to all of those by December. So make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons. But today, I'm going to basically merge two topics into one. But first, let's start off with where does Bangladesh go from here? So, Bangladesh, what needed to happen happened. Bangladesh lost all their T20 matches. In the Super 12s, not a single victory, worse than Namibia. And if you think about it, even worse than Scotland, because we actually lost to Scotland in the group stages. So Bangladesh are undoubtedly perhaps the worst team on show. And I will be honest when I say this, Bangladesh got lucky that they qualified without having to go through the qualifying rounds for the next World T20. But now we are not at square one, we are at square zero. Things can only either get better from here or remain in the same level because right now everything is at the bottom. So, where do we go from here? Bangladesh, they have a lot of thinking, a lot of rebuilding, and a lot of restructuring to do. And those pieces are starting to fall into place. Now, a lot of this has happened due to media pressure, and I insist that the media maintain their pressure. For example, they mentioned that they're going to improve the domestic infrastructure. I would like to see the Bangladeshi media maintain the pressure about holding BCB to their word that they will improve the domestic infrastructure instead of letting cricket grounds being turned into truck stops and some of them into fish farms or something like that. So Bangladesh, some of the things that they have started includes, I believe, no longer using Ryan Cook. That is a good move because you can't get worse than Ryan Cook. Let's be brutally honest. And to be honest, I believe Ryan Cook's career reputation is also completely gone. If he has to apply somewhere else with somewhat of similar reputation in terms of a position, I don't think he's going to do it based off of Bangladesh's fielding performances or lack thereof under his tenure. So we got a local coach. It was unfortunate to see Mohammad Salahuddin turn down the offer by BCB, but he's uh, still, I believe, associated with the cricket training program. I believe in Shakib Al Hasan's own cricket academy or something along those lines. Because from what I hear, that he's still involved with cricket and bringing out the best of the new talent or finding new talent and whatnot. So that was sad to see. So we'll have to tolerate Russell Domingo for a bit longer because letting him go will be expensive. And yes, money does play a role because the alternative of that is doing everything for free, and nothing in this world is free. So money will play a role, and I believe Russell Domingo is too expensive of a coach to terminate. There's a very expensive termination. It'll cost the BCB. So I believe Russell Domingo, his role will be somewhat nullified and will be somewhat ignored. And they're going to use Khalid Mahmoud Shujon, which I also feel is a better move because Russell Domingo, especially in T20s, kept us a zero. So there's no point, listening to him anymore. Yes, we had a bad series, but the fact that, Domingo's approach, if you will, it was so unlike what a coach should do, and so much what Bangladesh did not need during the World T20. Russell Domingo could be replaced with a brick wall, essentially, well, albeit a very expensive brick wall. But right now, I believe the BCB would do, or the Bangladeshi cricket players rather, would do better, and even the BCB, listening to someone like Khalid Mahmood or some of the people like that. Okay, now you had some people being dropped. Now let's go get to the squad analysis. But let me just end the where does Bangladesh go from here part with this. The only direction Bangladesh has to go is up if they have to go a direction, because they can't go any lower than this. So in 2007, Bangladesh beat India. 2011, India won the World Cup. In 2011 and 2015, Bangladesh beat England. Two World Cups, consecutive World Cups. 2019, England won the World Cup. Just before the T20 matches, Bangladesh beat Australia and New Zealand both in T20 series at home. And those teams, Australia and New Zealand, were the finalists, and Australia, the team that we beat by a bigger margin, not 3-2, by 4-1, was the team that won their first ever ICC T20 trophy. Maybe Bangladesh should use that mirror, that aina Mushfiqur Rahim has been suggesting, so that Bangladesh can face Bangladesh in a World Cup, and then in the next World Cup, one of the Bangladeshes will end up winning the World Cup. Maybe that is an adequate solution. But now, getting to the squad analysis, all jokes aside, getting to the squad analysis, okay, and I call Bangladesh the kingmakers now, the kingmakers of cricket. Okay, now we have Shakib Al Hasan is injured. Mohammad Saifuddin, I'm sorry to say this, but he's getting way too injured for my liking for someone who just recently started, like relatively recently started. Like he didn't start the same time as a Mashrafi Mortaza or something. He started like relatively recently. I believe he started after Taskin Ahmed, if I'm not mistaken. So Mohammad Saifuddin is getting way too injured for someone who barely bowls at 134, 135 as his top speed deliveries. So I don't know what's going on there. Either like fix him completely, or maybe he should pick a different career path, because maybe cricket is not the most healthy thing for him. Okay, because your body can't sustain just infinite amount of injuries. Okay, so the best solution, if it can be fully fixed, maybe it is for him to perhaps try his expertise elsewhere. Maybe go to coaching, or maybe go to the cricket academies or something like that. Okay, Shakib Al Hasan injured, Liton Das out, Shomu Sarkar out, rightfully so. Although I like Shomu Sarkar, I'm a bit of a Shomu Sarkar fan because he's one of the best batsmen to watch when he is in form. Okay, so Liton Das out, Shomu Sarkar out, Mushfiqur Rahim also out. Now, a lot of people and the media specifically are criticizing the BCB for dropping Mushfiqur Rahim, saying that Mahmudullah will be all alone. Listen, you would rather replace Mushfiqur Rahim, an experienced person who is not performing, with an inexperienced person like Akbar Ali, who has the potential to perform. So it's a gamble. The BCB took a gamble with this, because the problem was that they need someone who is not just barely scoring a run a ball and somehow he's considered a stalwart. In T20 cricket, barely scoring a run a ball, you will not make it into a good T20 side. When your contemporaries are doing much, much better than scoring just a run a ball. Yes, it could get worse. You could not score you could, a run a ball. You could score less than a run a ball. You could take 12, 15 deliveries just to score 3 or 4 runs. That could happen, but I believe the BCB took a gamble with this, and let us see if this gamble pays off or not. Now, Akbar Ali, they picked him as an alternate wicket keeper, which I would say in T20s maybe it's a bit excessive because a T20 match only goes on for 40 overs. I mean, I played, I, I played 60, 50, like matches that lasted 50 overs whilst fasting and whilst, basically fielding, you know, like silly point and slip right next to the keeper. So I was part of the, because in blind cricket, you have to have a lot of close in fielders and you have to be very agile. Like all of them essentially act like goalkeepers. So you have to be very agile in that sense. So I wouldn't say there's a risk of severe injury. It's not like it's in test cricket where you might need a backup keeper. But, maybe it's a contingency. Maybe Akbar Ali will not actually play in the playing 11 that's coming up in a few hours. So then we have Yasser Ali Rabbi come in. Let's see what he can do because he just started. Saif Hassan come in. I'm a little more concerned about Saif Hassan because I don't think he might be that material, that T20 material. But then again, I'm not for not giving people chances. Let us see. Because if you took out Litin Kumar Das, if you took out Shammu Shakar, you have to replace them with someone. So you have Saif Hassan, Akbar Ali, Shahidul Islam, I believe is he might not get a game because I think he's a bowling replacement in case Taskin Ahmed or someone gets injured. Aminul Islam Biplab. I pray to God that Aminul Islam Biplab finally gets a chance instead of being someone who's considered not even good enough to carry the drinks, that he is called and then he is sent home, like during the World Cup. So let's hope he is not a bench warmer. And let's hope Bangladesh finally learned their lessons about leg spin, not to devalue leg spin, when every other cricketing nation who plays test cricket are valuing leg spin. Only Bangladesh are devaluing leg spin. So let's hope Bangladesh finally gets some senses. And I believe the last person which I was surprised to see was Najmul Hussain tomorrow. Najmul Hussain Shanto. He is going to play tomorrow. If you take the 24-hour clock, he's going to play tomorrow, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But let's hope he actually performs tomorrow because they're actually grooming Najmul Hussain Shanto to be the next captain. And if you're going to be the next captain, at least you should have that confidence of your players by putting out some good performances. So this team is a bit of a gamble. Let us see if this gamble pays off. Right, guys, let me know what your predictions are for this match in the comment section below. And as always, hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons, as all your support really helps me remain motivated to continue making these type of videos. And thank you very much if you already have. This is Tanveer Said, the Bengal Dragon, signing out.